And then you can see from this side, even in China, there is various pockets of civilization. For example, this is the Hongshan Wenhua, the about 4,500 before Christ, 6,000 years ago. And this is the Yellow River. This is the Yellow River. And then this is Beijing, okay? That is the Hongshan Wenhua, the civilization. And you can see there's some weird thing we normally don't see in modern China. And this is a little dragon, this is all jade. And then there's some weird figures, you know, and stuff like that. So it's weird to us, okay? And then also Samson Cheung, this is the place. And then if most of you see that, this is very huge figure, big eyes, holding an elephant trunk, and then these things. And then look at this. These trees is all covered with very thin pieces of gold that don't know where it's come from. The civilization has to be high enough to create this, okay? And that's what happened. I'm showing you only a small portion of pockets of civilization in the mainland China, but about 6,500 years ago in Henan, okay, this province, there's also something being found. You see a skeleton with a mosaic on his left, and this mosaic, as you can see from down there, you can see more mosaic over here. This is the Big Dipper, and this is looks like a dragon. This looks like a tiger, and this is the famous green dragon and white tiger. And then, that's civilization. That means I'm showing you only three, and these particular civilization only exist. So we have different pockets of civilization around 7,000 years ago, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, around 5,000 years ago, all of them disappear, and then only one left, and this is the one. And this civilization has this, as I said, look at the star, there's a green dragon, the white tiger, the phoenix, and the Xuan Wu. And then they divided the sky into various kingdoms. And this is the one that we are having now. Okay, that's the one we are familiar with. So among all these different pockets of civilization, and only one left. Okay, and this civilization saying that that's the one that we have now. The Jade Emperor is the polar star facing the north, and then the emperor on earth who's sitting here, behind it is the emperor of the heaven. So this is the Forbidden City in Beijing, by the way. Okay, so this is the history of China, and also this is the history of the Chinese medicine. And I bet you don't see any of this. This is so small. And now we in this 15-20 minutes, we are talking about the brief history of Chinese medicine. You can see how brief it is. Okay. And so actually, even if you forget about the prehistoric, everything that exists, and we know it exists because it's being documented. So just by looking at this, as you can see, for some reason after 5,000 years ago, all the pockets of civilization disappear, and only one exists, which is the one we are living. And then the people who use chopsticks, the people who believe in the yin and yang, okay, that civilization exists, and until now. As you can see, if there's a civilization, there is a medicine. And the civilization has so gone so long, as you can imagine, the medicine has been growing, has been changing, and the medicine is alive, okay? And of course, all civilization has philosophy behind it. So one scholar saying that if you go to United States nation today, I want to study medicine that recognized by the whole world. And then there's only two medicine, the Western medicine, say you get a degree in an MD degree in United States, you can practice in United Kingdom or Europe. And the same thing, you get a TCM degree here, and you can actually practice in Europe. Okay. Well, of course, you need to take the license exam, but they will honor the degree that you have, right? So you can see, if you go to United Nations, there's only 2 medicine exist in the world, classically, officially. And that will be the Chinese medicine and Western medicine, the modern medicine, okay? So, so it is because there are some philosophy fusing the life of the medicine. As you can see, for 4,000 years over here, and the Chinese medicine has been changing as if alive, okay? So the legendary, we have 3 kings, and then the Fuxi actually draw the Bagua, which is the yin and the yang, and then we have another king, which is the Shenlong. Shenlong is helping us how to grow, that's why we have herbs now. And then also the Wangdi, the yellow emperor. So the yellow emperor is considered contribution is our Chinese writing, the silk. Okay, the Silk Road, the silk is the first came from Yellow Emperor, and of course our medicine, Wangdi Neijing. This is the first book honor him as a legendary king. So here now we are move away from the legendary king to a real historic moment, and this is the how can I say? This is the Xia. We have the Xia dynasty, 2,000 years before Christ, and then the Shang dynasty, and then the Shang dynasty, and the Zhou dynasty, which is the warrior state as well. So and you can see, take a quick look about the Xia dynasty. Okay, that is 2,000 years BC, and then take a look at the Shang dynasty, which is 1,000 years past, 1600 BC. And if you look at the technology, compared with the Samson Cheung where we just saw, the big trees and the big eye, the Mars, there's no comparison. For whatever reason, that 7,000 years about technology is better than 1,000 years before Christ technologies. And of course, and the oracles, you heard about oracles, and then our Chinese language coming from there, okay, and then this is where we all about. And then even at that time, there are documentation about disease, recording disease and different kinds of remedy as well in the scapular bones and the tortoise shells. And then now down to the Zhou dynasty, which is the warrior state. And as you may know, when we have a war, we have civilization. We destroy the civilization. At the same time, it has civilization because they were trading. This was a different state in the China, various state in the China. So they do trading just like today, but they fight to each other as well, just like today. And this is the 9 needles. This is a needle already exists in the Zhou dynasty. Okay, and then they are using bronze. They're using bronze, not like today. Okay, and you can see by that time the needle has various shapes. That means they study, they think, they apply to various situations. And also the Zhou dynasty, we'll pass through this. And then I want to telling you in the Zhou dynasty, which is about almost 700 years before Christ, the doctor were divided into 4 departments. The highest one is dietetic. That means food and medicine. Okay, and then the medicine recorded showing a system that using a chef as a doctor to administrate and evaluate the other doctor. Okay, and then also in the Zhou dynasties, that means 700 BC, dietetic physician was evaluated as the highest position, and dietetic therapy is a huge impact of the following generation. Even today, food as medicine has been talking about that 700 BC. Okay, and then of course, food as a medicine, and they use wine, and then today's the Chinese word medicine, yi is like that, written like this, and it's coming from a drawing patterns like this. So there's a cabinet. A cabinet have a sharp things, and then this is a hand. The hand holding the tool. That means the skill of a doctor, and the skill of a doctor taking something in a cabinet. And then which will have something sharp, and probably is a needles, and then this is a wine. So wine is also a method of medicine, and also then it came a very famous, legendary Dr. Ben Che. And Ben Che give us many things. One is the pulse taking, and the other one is diagnosis. I look at you from your face, the color of your face, from the ears, from the eyes. I know what happens to your interior organs. Okay, this is specially called 长将所说. Okay, and as you look outside, you know inside. And I take your pulse, which is outside, and I know the inside. And then also, and also telling us that all the disease has stages. We call pathology. All disease has stages, from the skin to the muscle to the organ and to the bone. And to the bone will be the deepest, very hard to take care of. And also at that time, we are talking about 500 BC. We already think that needles and herbal medicine should be applied at the same time. And also, Ben Che as a brother, and also telling us that we need to treat disease before it happens. Okay, before it happens. So that was 500 BC. And then around the Han Dynasty, which is 100 year before Christ, and we have the Wang Di Neijing. Wang Di Neijing is today's oldest existing Chinese medicine book, and we're still studying it now. If it were a knowledge, if Wang Di Neijing consists of knowledge, it should be thrown away. Why do we study it, right? After 2,000 years, because this is not about knowledge. If it were knowledge, it should be thrown away. It is about wisdom of our body, about the wisdom of the medicine. So that's why even today, in a doctoral degree, we still study it. And then in the Wang Di Neijing, you talk about the yin and yang, you talk about the Tai Chi, you talk about the Chinese medicine called Qi, okay? And then also the Trinity. You see, our body is a Trinity. Trinity means three, right? And then 1, 2, and 3 is a big one, and then 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you look at my finger, 1, 2, and 3. So our body is a Trinity. Okay, so that's why Trinity happens all across civilization, not just the Chinese civilization. So, so this book, Wang Di Neijing, give us the wisdom rather than knowledge of the medicine and of our body and of the heaven and earth. From that, we look at our patient as a whole, not just a cell. Okay, so that is one thing. And then later on, very short period is 150 AD. Then there is another famous doctor create a very famous book, 伤寒论, which is we still studying to now today. Okay, the nice thing about this book is it gives us the pathology of a disease, and then divided our body into a defense system of the external pathogen. So this is also a model helping us to treat disease coming from outside or even from inside. And then about the same time, this is 214 AD, about the same time, another famous doctor collect all the stuff that he knew about the Wang Di Neijing and all the old books that he had, and write a book, and this book is called The Systematic Classic of Acupuncture and Masturbation. So this book as this book you can see, kind of complete, is the foundation of acupuncture today. Okay, so we have the theory, Huang Di Neijing, we have the theory about the yin and the yang and the qi and all our psychology, and then we have the herbal medicine, and we have acupuncture right around that time. Okay, right around that time. Okay, and then later on we found that in this stage, slightly after the West Han Dynasty, the East Han Dynasty, and then we discover in 1974 there is the Ma Wang Dui. Ma Wang Dui is a tomb lies in the lady, and the lady was like this. It's a corpse, but it looks ugly. But when she was first discovered, before oxidized, her flesh is still elastic, as if she just died hours ago. And it looks horrible here, but she was actually pretty decent when she first discovered. But she was 2,000 years old. Her corpse is 2,000. It was kept very nicely. And they do a biopsy, and they found watermelon seed in her stomach. You can grow watermelon from that, 2,000. So they know why she died, what happened. She has all the disease that we are modern people have. She has diabetic. She has a gallbladder stone. Okay, just like, and she died of a heart attack after eating. So but in the library that we saw, there's a lot of stuff there. Ma Wang Dui. If you type YouTube, I encourage you to do that. Type Ma Wang Dui tomb. There's a lot of YouTubes, and you can see this very, very, very interesting tomb, and all the libraries, all the stuff that inside is beautiful. And they found one thing which is typed in the silk, and all these people are dancing, but they are not dancing. They are doing something called Daoren. What is Daoren? Daoren is exercise plus Qigong. You heard about Qigong, right? Qigong is breathing with cultivation. Whenever you see the Chinese word Gong, okay, it means cultivation. You work hard and cultivate something. And then Qigong, it means you work and cultivate as well. So from here, you see a very short period of time, right at the Han Dynasty, starting from 5,000 years from the stars, from the yin and the yang. And now that's why we call our university Five Branches University, because if you draw a cross like this, a quadrant, we call it quadrant, right? In the modern day we call quadrant. If you draw a quadrant like this, and then you can see up there if you are sick, and down here you are healthy, and then, and then on the left is formless, and the right is form, okay? Formless like qi, okay? And then you can see if you are sick and you use a modality which is formless, then you use acupuncture. Acupuncture moves your qi. At the end of the day, we take all the needles out. Okay? Nothing given to you. We take all the needles out. So it's actually, when you are sick and we use a formless modality, we use acupuncture. And when you are sick, when we use a form modality, it's a herbal tea. That means you drink herbal tea. And then if you are not sick, you are healthy. If you are healthy, then you need to treat the disease before it happens. And then we have dietetic. That means medicine, food for medicine, food as a medicine. And if you are healthy and using formless qi, okay, then it will be Daoren. Daoren is the one that's moving, right? That in the Ma Wang Dui is the one that's moving. Today we have Tai Chi, we have 8 bouquets, Bat Dun Gam, okay? We have all this type of moving exercise, you know, and then breathing exercise for make our body healthy, okay? Last but not least, something in between. That means you can do it form and formless, and then healthy and sick, okay? You can still do it, is the Tuina. Tui Na is like a massage, but it's better than massage because massage happens long time ago before any civilization, I believe. If you look at monkeys, they pick people's back. So massage happens. But Tui Na is slightly different. Tui Na is a massage through the meridian, not the muscle. Okay, not the muscle. Massage is along the muscle. So that is five branches. And that's why we call ourselves Five Branches University. By that time in the Han Dynasty, very early Han Dynasty, 5 modality already exists. And let me tell you this is the 5 culture, the culture of 5. We have 5 star, 5 elements, 5 tone, do, re, mi, so, la, okay? We have a 5 taste, everything is 5. And Chinese medicine also is 5. One less is not the Chinese medicine. Has to be together, just like 5 fingers. Okay, it has to be 5 in order to be complete. If you just use 1, you're just using 1 of the 5. It's not the Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine is all 5. Just like the 5 elements, wood, fire, water, metal, okay? These are 5 elements, okay? And they have to be together to form the world. Okay? Yeah. So I think my time is up. And then is it right? Okay. So any questions? Yes.
What is Darwin and does that include Qigong Tai Chi?
Yeah. Sorry. Darwin is yes. You're right. So it's so old. It's so old that it is in the Ma Wang Dui, but today it has been developed for thousands of years. We have Tai Chi, we have Qigong, but Daoyin by itself, it means exercise. Exercise means physical movement with Qigong. That's what Daoyin means. Okay? Yes?
导引你是指中文的导引吗？暗潮导引的那2个字吗？
Let me write it down. Maybe it's easier. Daoyin. Questions? No? Well, I'm sure our classmates, our students can answer your questions if you have one. But I hope you enjoy the rest of the day here. And okay, all right, thank you.